I am Dana Malcolm. I'm here with Rashid Esson for this, your evening edition of Top Stories for Monday, January 22nd, 2024. Coming up, the news that matters most.
There's only one place in Providenciales where you can really feel your duty-free savings, and that's at Sam's Club on Leeward Highway. Duty-free bread basket items on top of Sam's Club already low prices? If you're not shopping at Sam's Club, you're paying too much.
Another route has been added to the Turks and Caicos' lineup thanks to Delta Airlines coming in from Minneapolis. The inaugural flight with 125 passengers landed on Saturday, January 20th to the Spurt of Water Cannons. The new nonstop service will be once weekly every Saturday. It will run until April 6th. Experienced Turks and Caicos says the route increases the TCI's reach into the Midwestern cities of the U.S., including Cleveland, Ohio, Merton in Wisconsin, Brandon, South Dakota, and Cherry Hills Village, Colorado. A concerning trend of residents obtaining licenses fraudulently has been uncovered by authorities at the Department of Motor Vehicles. Federico Johnson, Deputy Secretary in the Ministry of Home Affairs, says it's an issue they're committed to handling. He spoke to our news team on January 19th, explaining that some people had turned up with licenses despite not being able to speak or read English or properly drive. Magnetic Media is your news leader. You can see us on YouTube at MMTV Caribbean Lots there, our morning show Turquoise Morning, as well as One Caribbean Reports. Take a look. Still to come is Rashid Esson. He has top stories from around the region.
This is an important advisory from Digicel Turks and Caicos. All Digicel subscribers whose SIM cards were issued prior to July 2021, kindly visit your nearest Digicel store and have your SIM card swapped at no cost to you. There's also dedicated SIM swap teams that will be at different locations throughout the various islands on specific days. Please look out for the communication via SMS text message. This is a Telecoms Commission regulatory mandate and enhances network reliability and speed. Please swap your SIM cards as soon as possible to avoid mobile service interruption.
It's now time for your regional top stories. I'm Rashid Esson. Despite the Bahamas' increasing crime rate, the country's tourism success will remain strong, expressed to Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, who says he's confident in the work of the Bahamas' law enforcement.
I'm confident that they are putting in place strategies that we all will be equally confident in, hopefully very soon.
Speaking to ZNS, he further expressed that the Bahamas is still a safe place and that the government will continue to develop its tourism product to properly cater to visitors. So far, there have been 17 murders for 2024, reports say. Calling attention to an early step to fight violence in Jamaica, Prime Minister Andrew Holness proposed the incorporation of conflict management in schools' curricula across the island. He was speaking to students and teachers of the Manchester High School during a recent visit, and he pointed out that conflict resolution and management are key factors in violence reduction and prevention, particularly among the younger population. Holness further highlighted that the young male population under 24 years old are the main victims and users of violence. He said, quote, "We have a problem with resolving conflicts. We have a problem with violence. But we also have a problem with our young men being in conflict and using violence to resolve it and being the victims of violence." Magnetic Media is your news leader. See these stories in full in the next edition of The Magnate.
Tourists spent around an hour in the sun last Saturday, hot and flustered, as they attempted to get into the Turks and Caicos. So say local onlookers who were horrified at the situation. It comes almost 2 years after ground was broken on the $1.2 million Providenciales International Airport canopy in May 2022. That is still not complete. Initially, Crown Construction had 150 days to complete the walkway, but repeated delays have pushed the opening back. The last update in May 2023 indicated it was 70% complete. Now, as the winter 2024 season begins in earnest and the country adds more and more flights, visitors are again stuck in the blazing heat as they leave and arrive. To equip residents with the skills to spot criminal activity in teens and influence vulnerable youth to make positive life choices, the new government-backed Reaching the Streets campaign began today with Phase 1 stakeholder consultations. Group 1, including cadet leaders, youth groups, and media, all met at 9:30 a.m. Group 2, including the Christian community, NGOs, and social services, met from 12 to 2 p.m. Finally, Group 3, law enforcement, legal, and the business community, met from 2 to 4 p.m. Tomorrow, Tuesday, from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., community-wide training is scheduled. That is it for this edition of the news. Thank you for joining us. The news is a Magnetic Media production.